To the railroad engineers charged with determining the path for the Texas and Pacific Railroad tracks, the most attractive feature of this part of Texas was the landscape. The flat, plain, smooth landscape. For when it comes to laying rails, time is money, and the financial advantage in choosing to cross such a flat and featureless terrain is obvious. And it would be that financial gain which would spell loss and near doom for one town, while at the same time giving rise to another. Today it is that even palate which makes it possible for a traveler to take in that rising city from miles away, a vertical profile stretching up from a horizontal land. Those skyline features projecting from our horizon tell a lot about us. They declare our story, and in many instances, they define who we are, how we live, and what we do. An oil derrick towering 90 feet above the surface, drilling the depths that pump our economy. The grain silos and cotton gins sprouting from the landscape tell of our agricultural lifeblood. The wide Texas sky punctuated with our church steeples, reminding us of our faith and maybe telling others something of our heritage and our character. The Abilene horizon announces our priorities, a value placed on higher education, a charitable compassion for our neighbors, and our commerce-creating work ethic. From some distance away, we even announce what the weather is like around here. But the most telling feature of who we are is the fact that a city can be seen rising here at all. A city born with no real purpose other than to serve as a water supply depot for thirsty steam engines. Not much to build a city nor base an economy. To see Abilene rising out of West Texas, it's easy to forget that we owe our existence not so much to the railroad, but rather to the strong determination and the resolve of some very optimistic men and women, and to the families who bet their livelihoods on a spot along the tracks, nurturing just a seedling town and growing it into a city. Like that lasting impression of hands pressed into wet cement, many of the early families of Taylor County made an impact on Abilene, fixing an impression that remains visible decades later. Families such as the Leggetts and the Fulweilers, the Mentors and the Wagstaffs, all who traded the hills of Buffalo Gap for the grasses of an infant Abilene. Others like the Merchants and the Paramores, cattlemen whose lineages continue to call Abilene home. Entrepreneurial citizens who optimistically ventured into business and created jobs, who conjured up an economy. Civic leaders who formed the structure and harnessed the resources to support a growing population. Visionary men and women who set educational ideas in motion for their children, ideas that are now deeply woven into this city's fabric. This is the tale of one of those persevering and inspired first families, and of the still visible imprint left on our hometown.